Every trailer we've seen and every interview released for the Rings of Power has continued to kill any excitement a lot of us had for the series because the actors are making wild claims about Tolkien's work or their characters. We've seen trailers that don't look like they're from a show made with over $1 billion, and the cast for this series just keeps making themselves look worse. Now the Dwarven Princess Disa's actress is embarrassing herself yet again, proving she knows nothing about Lord of the Rings and the source material of the show she's on. I have a bunch of things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month, or support the channel via YouTube memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So this is a new interview that her and another one of her co-stars did only a couple of days ago. And of course, the like to dislike ratio is not looking good. This only has 6,000 views, but it's got over 700 dislikes to 59 likes. And the comments are filled with people who are just roasting these actors over this interview. And it's pretty straightforward. There's nothing too good here. I'm gonna be honest, it's just very straightforward questions that they're giving basic answers to. But this is the second interview that she has done that has made her look worse, because the first one was done a couple of weeks ago with Variety, and I did talk about this in a video, but it's got 463 dislikes to 67 likes. Again, the comments are filled with people who are just roasting them. So I wanted to show off parts of this interview and claims that she makes, because as we go on, as we get closer to the release of the show, they're putting out more of these interviews, and of course they're highlighting this actress. They've definitely given her, scripts, and they've definitely told her, hey, this is what you really need to push in your interviews. And of course it makes her look worse. So let's just listen to parts of this interview and the things that she says, the claims that she makes.
But I'm curious, were you both fans of his work prior to coming onto the series?
Now, I just want to point out that this actor is actually giving decent answers, but as soon as, of course, Princess Disa's actress starts talking, you can see his face visibly drop, like, oh no, what is she going to say? It's like her co-star is embarrassed to be sitting in the same room as her doing this interview with her.
Much the same, echoing Owain. I had a loose introduction to the films many moons ago.
Look at his face.
They were seeds that were planted.
His face just drops. It is like he is so embarrassed, and he doesn't know what she's going to say next. He doesn't know what claims she's going to make next.
But of course, suddenly I find myself in New Zealand playing the first female dwarf and immersing myself in the world of Middle-earth.
This is a claim that she has made so many times, that she's playing the first female dwarf. Now, if she said she was playing the first non-accurate female dwarf in Lord of the Rings, well then, okay, she'd be correct. Nothing to argue her over there. But in Peter Jackson's Hobbit films, there were female dwarves. Yes, they might have been background characters, okay? But they were still there and they still existed. We still see them, so they do count. Don't try to ignore their character's existence so you can prop yours up. There have even been articles written about this, The Hobbit, how the female dwarves in Dale matched the original vision, and these female dwarves look much more accurate to the source material than even she does. I mean, if we look at these up-close pictures, clearly she doesn't have any facial hair, which of course female dwarves are supposed to look very similar to male dwarves. They are supposed to have facial hair, and I mean, these are photos, up-close photos of her, you know, chin area, her jawline, her neck. I don't see any facial hair throughout any of these images, so she is playing an inaccurate dwarf here. But, of course, going to the comments of this interview, a lot of people are not very happy with her claims. Again, it is getting ratioed right now. But a lot of people are saying things like, Owain Arthur is a genuinely good actor and seems like a thoroughly nice chap overall. I didn't even know that this actor was playing the character he is. He's playing Durin, because he looks so different. I'm sure through CGI and prosthetics, you know, that's why, but wow, he looks very, very different. It's painful seeing professionals dragged down by hacks and grifters. He does seem pretty excited about this project. He does seem pretty passionate, but again, I can't really tell what type of person he is from one interview. Somebody said, as soon as she speaks, you can see the joy of life drain out of him. She literally said that this show is everything to people of color and that she is the most important part of it. I didn't realize until just now when she repeated the first female dwarf for the millionth time, that's the name of the character, the first female dwarf. If the only thing an actress can bring to the Lord of the Rings table is diversity, then she has nothing to offer at all. You're not the first female dwarf. There were female dwarfs in the Hobbit trilogy, and this is what I continue to say. She makes these wild claims, and they're just not true, but this isn't the first time she, in interviews, has made wild claims. If we go over to this Bounding into Comics article, Sophia Nomvet, who plays Princess Disa in the show, spoke to PA Media, where she claimed she is the face of a necessary redress of balance. And I did talk about this in another video, but she has continued to make wild claims that everyone is scratching their head at. These are the best people for the roles, but what they've done is open up the doors for people of all backgrounds to come forward and have the opportunity to rise, to be part of creating accessibility for generations to come, for new generations. This is their version of Tolkien. This is what my daughter will see of his works. I do not think that his works need a modern retelling or for you to watch this show through a modern lens. I think that all of his work holds up through books to the previous movies that have been done that were absolutely amazing. She's just trying to hype up this show in ways she's been told to, but it's just making her look more ridiculous. She explained, it's their time and it's so important, and I hope many people will see this fantasy and be able to relate to it. This is a reflection of the world we live in. There are many different kinds of people, and we will embrace and discover and peel back and learn and educate and be educated. And we can only do that when we embrace and love our differences. A lot of people do not like this actress, and it does seem like her co-stars are also not the largest fans of her, just judging by how defeated her co-star looks here. I mean, he looks absolutely defeated at the things that she's saying, and nobody is very impressed with any of the interviews this actress is giving us. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed and found this important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.